In this video, I'm going to help you find blog post topics that have low difficulty and high potential. These are going to be article topics that you can get traffic to even if you have a brand new low DR site. The tool that I'm going to be using is called KW Finder. It's not as in-depth as Ahrefs, which is my tool of choice, but it definitely gets the job done and it doesn't cost the $179 per month that I pay to have Ahrefs. But first, if you're an affiliate marketer and you're new to this channel, be sure to hit subscribe if you want 2 to 3 new affiliate marketing related videos every week. All right, so this is what the homepage of KW Finder looks like. Before I actually log in, I want to show you one thing that's going to be incredibly valuable if you actually want to learn KW Finder beyond just this video. The best way is just experiment with it and see what works, but they have an awesome knowledge base here. If you come up to knowledge and come down to keyword research guide, they have several different trainings here and a test here at the end. It's a really powerful, quick, free way to learn about the tool. And you can actually get that even before you purchase. So you can go right now and just take that if you'd like. Also, as far as pricing goes, one thing that I recommend is when you're trying to find a bunch of keyword topics on a brand new site, I recommend maybe just paying for a month, seeing what you get, come up with as many posts as you can, and then reassess if you're going to keep it or not. You can pause your account and then come back when you need more. Over time, once you have the money, you'll not worry about those types of expenses. I pay for this, Ahrefs, and SEMrush, and several other tools because they have a high ROI when you're doing it at scale. But if you're new, you might want to just start with a month and then see how many blog post ideas you can get, go write them or hire someone to write them. And then when you need more, come back. There's a fire truck. No, I hope everyone's okay. That was a reaction. I'm not proud of that reaction. All right, so let's log in. Okay, so now we're logged in. Keyword research is something that I could make an entire 8-hour course on it. So I'm going to make this as concise and to the point as possible. There's going to be some minor details. So if you have any questions at all, ask them down in the comments. This channel is still small enough where I do see every comment and I can reply to it. So what we're going to do here with KW Finder, there's a bunch of different options and things that we can do. We're going to narrow down though. We're going to ignore everything else. We're going to focus just on keyword ideas. That's what this video is about. Since you're going to possibly do what I mentioned about starting a month and then maybe canceling or pausing your account, we're going to focus just on the keyword ideas for right now, okay? So let's come up with a hypothetical blog that I'm going to research topics for. Let's say that I'm doing a blog about exotic animals as pets. Where I'd start, let's just type in exotic animals as pets. Just start anywhere. You just want to have a diving in point. And then you're going to chase rabbit trails, all these different opportunities that will show up from this search. Okay. So this might not even be a good topic. I know that there's going to definitely, just off the top of my head from my own research into exotic animals as pets, I really want a monkey. I know that there's some niche type keywords, especially related to specific animals, that would do really, really well. So this is a niche I'm sure there's a lot of opportunity here for. So what I'm going to do, first, let's go ahead and break down what we're seeing here. All right. Over here on the left, these are all the different terms, and these are all terms that are going to have something similar to what I typed in. I can do an additional filter here, and I'll do that here in a minute. But for now, just know that that is an option. We can search based on country. I don't really filter by country, but I do like to filter by language. So usually I'll just put that into English. We'll start it again. Usually there's not much of a difference between languages. It's just good to know the actual volume that you can expect. So I'm not going to get a bunch of Mandarin Chinese visitors on my website that's completely written in English. You'll get some for sure, but it's going to skew the results a little bit. Okay, so now over here we have all the different terms, like I said. And then over here on the right, it's going to give us the keyword difficulty score, which is going to be between 0 and 100. And then we're going to have the search volume, and that is the average over the last 12 months. So that's the average monthly search volume. Okay. It shows by day, goes all the way back to 2015, which is a lot of data. Man, something was bumping in the exotic animal community in March of 2020. Oh, COVID. Yeah, everybody was bored and wanted monkeys. All right, so then down here on the right, this is what the SERP, the search engine results pages, are going to look like for this term. So if I typed in exotic animals as pets into Google, it's going to look close to that. It's not going to be the exact same, but it will be very similar. Over here, we have a bunch more data about each of those positions. So we have the URLs, the DA, which is the domain authority, which is going to say how powerful overall and credible is that website. Something like this, I'm looking over here at all these DAs. These are high DAs. It'd be hard to rank for that without a bunch of backlinks. So it's giving me this keyword difficulty score of 45, which is possible. That's possible if you are willing to build a bunch of links and put in a bunch of time. That's not what this video is about. This video is about quick wins, helping you find those first topics that are going to help you get a lot of traffic. And there's going to be a snowball effect. When you can get a lot of traffic, it's going to help you get more backlinks naturally without doing any of that annoying outreach and cold, awkward emailing. What you're going to be able to do is you'll have an article that ranks really well and is getting 1,000 visits, a week to something, and then people are going to start organically linking to it. Okay? So that is something that we're trying to do here. We're not worried about ranking for the top post, which would be exotic animals as pets. If that was my site, I would love to rank number 1 for that. But that's going to be on the back burner for now because I can't realistically do that. But I'm going to make part of my journey to getting to that ranking for other relevant things that can get traffic realistically soon that will help that snowball effect to actually build my DR. Hopefully that makes sense. Again, comments, guys. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. And then you have a couple of other things here. I don't want to spend too much time on these, but for now, the only ones that I want you to really be paying attention to are these: DA, links, and EV. These are the ones that matter the most right now. DA is going to show how hard it's going to be to compete with those pages, because if they have a high DA, that means that they are going to be stout to compete with. If the lowest page on the top 10 is a DA of 65 or 61 like this one, that's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard. And then the links, this is showing how many links the site has. If a page has thousands of links, like A to Z Animals has 5,000 links, if we see that and we think there's no realistic way that we could get there, we move on from that keyword. So this one, the link structure is pretty competitive. Okay, and then EV is the estimated visits. So that is the estimated visits for that search term. And that is very important to know because we're going to try to see if we can supplant that position. We're just going to estimate that we would get all of that same traffic. So for example, let's say that my goal is to rank at least in the top 6. Keep in mind that 2/3 of all clicks on Google go to the top 6 spots. So I don't try to chase things that I don't think I can realistically rank in the top 6 within 90 days, especially if you're brand new. So you want to try to get in that top 6 because that's where most of the clicks are going. So for this one, if I were to get into position number 6, I would be able to get 75 visits per month for this search term. Does that make sense? So those are the ones that we need to actually know about for now. All right, now let's actually search for some keywords. What we're looking for is anything with a KD, which is the keyword difficulty, under 20. It doesn't mean that every keyword that's under 20 is going to be high potential. 20 is actually not super easy to rank for, but it is possible. And when we use a 20 KD as the max, we're able to find other keyword opportunities in rabbit trails from it. So I'll kind of show you here what I'm talking about. So I typed in pet monkey. I want to see what sorts of things we have showing up for that. And the problem with this tool that I don't love is that it doesn't always show the KD. So sometimes you have to click on it. So it kind of makes the filters a little bit obsolete. But here we're getting a nice little list here of keywords. So let's find one here that looked good. Let's start with that. How much does a finger monkey cost? And when I see that, my first thought is, okay, I could write a blog post, everything you need to know about owning a finger monkey, which is a hilarious name. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to click on that keyword and I'm going to look over here and see what sorts of pages are ranking for that I might be able to compete with. And right away, the one that stands out to me is fingermonkey.us. It's a DA of 14. It does have a lot of backlinks. But now what we're going to do is we're going to go into a rabbit trail. So what I'm going to do here first is I'm going to save that keyword. I'm going to add that to a list. This is the best part about KW Finder, in my opinion, is the ability to build these lists. And then I'm going to come down to that article that is similar to mine. And remember, we want to get in that top 6. So that one is looking good. Also, there's one here that is 19. That one's looking good too. Now let's click over here on the 3 dots and we're going to click on Show Keywords. Now we're going to get a list of all the different keywords that this article is showing up for. And the reason that we chose that is because the DA on that is so low. It's a 14. So anything that that article is ranking for, we have a pretty good chance of ranking for it as well. If it works for them, it can very likely work for us. So we want to reverse engineer what other people are doing, and KW Finder gives us that ability. So this list is going to be things that they are already ranking for that maybe, just maybe, we can too. So let's see here. Let's click on FingerMonkey lifespan 22. That's a good one. We could do the FAQ would be, like I said, everything you need to know about finger monkeys. So the first one could be how much does it cost? And it would be how long do they live? And then we could find other terms like semantic terms for finger monkeys, like, I don't know, maybe they call them micro monkeys. That's even funnier, I think, of a name than finger monkey. Micro monkey. How much is a pet monkey cost? They put what people type, and most people type that incorrectly, and I can also filter by other ways. I can filter by like finger monkey here. That one is huge. 170,000. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more competitive. What I like here, though, is this article, Finger Monkey Pygmy Marmoset, DA 15. So that's what we're looking for, guys. We're looking for other people that are already ranking for it that are similar to us. So if they're ranking for it, that means that we have a chance of ranking for it. Especially this one, they only have 3 backlinks. So that's a very, very good topic. All right, so I'm going to also add that to the list. Finger Monkey article. How much does a finger monkey cost? Finger monkeys for sale. Finger monkey facts. Baby finger monkey price. I'll add those to the list. Okay, and now I want to show you what's really awesome about these lists is that when we come to that list now, we have a collection of all the data. So remember, like we had mentioned earlier on, when you're writing an article, you're not just trying to rank for one search term, you're ranking for a lot of them. So when you do this, you can actually see the true potential that you'd have for a piece of content. So for this one, I could rank for all of these terms, right? And it's going to show me the search sum up here. So that's the sum of all of the searches for these keywords I'm trying to rank for. Okay, and if I want, I can export this to a CSV or just copy it to a clipboard. Let's say I want to open up Google Drive, could create a sheet. And then when I'm writing my article, I can make sure that I use these terms and maybe use them as H2s. So I've now got some low competition keywords that I can target, right? But this is great, but these are not the lowest KDs that we could find. We could find even lower. So let's keep looking. Because I told you you could find things that you could rank for on a brand new site, and that is what we are going to do. So let's keep within the exotic pet niche. Okay, and for this part, we're going to use Google. We're going to use their autofill feature just to get some inspiration for some potential keyword opportunities. So let's start with exotic pets. Let's see what comes up. List. Let's see here. You just type a letter and then see what comes up after it. Exotic pets and fish. Exotic bee. I'm just going to keep doing this until I see something that strikes my eye. Exotic pets, easy to own. Okay, so now I have this list of exotic pets that are easy to own. So let's just go ahead and copy one and see what happens. Let's copy Finnick Fox. Okay, so after some scrolling around, I found Degus. Not sure what they are. They look like this. But this is going to get me into another rabbit trail here. The top spot is a DA10, which is amazing. And it has 5 backlinks. So what I want to do now is I want to get into this article and see what sorts of things that article is actually ranking for. So I also want to see things like what is the title, how is it laid out, I'm going to potentially emulate this same content on my site. Obviously, my own words. I don't know why I'm saying I'm not actually writing this. This is for a demo. But if I were doing this, this is what I would do. One or more. Do you get a baby or adult? Getting a male or female? Okay, and then we could check that article. Then we could do what we did earlier where we come here and we say, show keywords. Daegu for sale. And there we go. Look, 10. That is the type of keyword that you can rank for immediately. So if you were writing an article and you had Daegu price and you put that maybe in a FAQ schema, boom, page 1. Somebody do that. Somebody make this article, make this blog and tell me if that works. Daegu breeders. 8. Bam. Where to buy a Daegu. And again, if I wanted to come in here and see more opportunities, this one right here, KYTY critters, 5DA, 0 links, and they're in the top 4. That's pretty sweet. So hopefully that makes sense. We're trying to find things that other people are ranking for with a KD under 20, and then we're just going to follow those rabbit trails and try to find other opportunities. Remember, the goal on the new site is not to rank for the biggest terms right away. The goal is to start ranking for relevant content. Things that are relevant to the niche, but might be kind of overlooked, have high potential for volume. And then by doing that, you're going to start getting those backlinks because you're going to rank high and then people are going to start actually organically linking to you, which is then going to eventually spill over and help you rank on the big terms that you really care about, like exotic pets. All right. Hopefully that was helpful. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.